together in our neighborhood. Family, as a foundational social unit, plays a key role in molding the individuals and shaping societies. At its essence, a family is a group of individuals connected by blood, marriage, or adoption who often share a common residence and engage in reciprocating love, support, and care. Understanding the concept of family is crucial because it affects not only personal identity and emotional well being but also societal structures and cultural norms. Children learn more from the actions of adults than from their words. As the saying goes, live in such a way that when your children think of fairness, kindness, and integrity, they think of you. This highlights the truth that family is essential in shaping not only individual character but also in building a healthy community and society as a whole. In this chapter, we will delve into the core aspects of family life, including its definitions, roles, and the impact it has on individuals and communities. By examining these elements, we can gain a deeper understanding of how family dynamics influence personal development and social existence. Importance of a family and its duties and functions. Traditionally, family roles are well defined with specific responsibilities assigned to different members. Elders are highly respected in Indian families and their opinions and decisions often carry considerable weight. They are seen as custodians of tradition and culture, and their guidance is valued in family matters. For example, women traditionally handle domestic duties while men are expected to provide financially. Although these roles are evolving, they still influence family dynamics. Family provides a support system offering emotional, financial, and social backing. It also allows for shared responsibilities and resources, which can be crucial during times of crisis. It plays a key role in helping children socialize and instilling values, ethics, and cultural norms. The family is often the primary source of education on social behavior, religious practices, and traditions. Family members often contribute to the household economy through various means. This collective effort can enhance economic stability and growth. They are instrumental in preserving the transmitting cultural heritage, rituals, and traditions across generations. A strong family network contributes significantly to emotional well being. The sense of belonging and unconditional support provided by family members can be a source of comfort and stability and help individuals grow into an ideal member of the society. Families often act as mediators in conflicts, whether internal or external. The collective wisdom and authority of elders can help resolve disputes and maintain harmony within the family. Marriage is a crucial and an important institution in Indian society, often arranged by families with consideration for social, economic, and cultural factors. Marriages are not just unions between individuals but between families, emphasizing the importance of kinship ties. Families in India are often deeply rooted in religious and cultural practices. These practices shape daily life, festivals, and rituals, reinforcing a sense of identity and belongingness instilled by the elder members of the family in the younger generation. Basically, the relationships among family members are based on love, care, cooperation, and interdependence. Cooperation means working together and understanding each other. Each member of the family has some roles and responsibilities towards other members. Types of families in the Indian society. Families vary widely across cultures and societies, each with its own set of values, practices, and structures and number of members. The Indian family system is quite diverse. There are different types of orientations in various families of India. They may be categorized as follows. Extended family, a traditional family structure that includes at least 3 generations of family members who often live separately. Joint family, a type of extended family that includes parents, children, spouses, and their children in one household. The joint family system originated during Vedic times and was popular even when British ruled India. Matrilineal family, a family system where property is passed from mother to daughter, is called a matrilineal family. Matrilineal families are found in some parts of the south and northeast India, including among them the Khasis of the Jaintia hills and the Garos. Patriarchal family, a family structure where men exercise authority and dominance, is called a patriarchal family. Indian society has traditionally been patriarchal. In most of the regions in India, a patriarchal family system prevails. That is, the head of the family is a male member. Matriarchal family. In some northeastern parts of the country as well as in Kerala, the matriarchal family system exists. That is, a female member is considered the head of the family. Nuclear family. A small family which consists of husband, wife, and their unmarried children is called a nuclear family. Their coexistence is prevalent in the modern Indian societies. Earlier, the most commonly found family type in the Indian society was joint family, but nuclear families are becoming common these days, especially in urban areas due to modernization and economic factors. Both the types reflect the cultural diversity within India depending on region and social class. The terminology used for referring to the family members in Hindi and other regional languages is extensive in India. The Hindi terms, for instance, are gender-based and recognize the family members based on paternal and maternal bonds. While Dada Dadi are the paternal grandparents, Nana Nani are maternal grandparents. Similarly, father's sister is called Bua, but mother's sister is called Mausi. While Tayaji is used for the elder brother of the father, Chachaji is used to refer the younger brother. Maternal uncles are referred to as Mamaji. In Marathi, the father is called Baba and the mother is called Ai. Brother is Bhau and Ajubaji is used for paternal grandparents, etc. Similarly, different terminologies are used for different family members, that is, in their respective relationships with each other in other regions or states of India. However, there is no specification for the cousins in the family and they are only referred to as bhaiya, that is, the elder male sibling, and cousins, and didi, that is, the elder female sibling, and cousins. Most of the younger siblings and cousins are called by their names or nicknames. English language, however, broadly specifies a few terms like daddy or papa for father, mom or mummy for mother, and sticks to the terms uncle for male members and aunt for female members in the paternal and maternal families. Role of family as the primary educator. The family serves as the first school for any child by providing the foundational context for learning and socialization. In this role, the family influences a child's development through introducing children to language, literacy, and basic concepts through everyday interactions, storytelling, and play based methods. Teaching social behavior, emotional stability, and interpersonal skills, helping children learn how to interact with others, manage their emotions, and develop empathy. Importing core values, norms, and cultural beliefs, shaping a child's understanding of right and wrong and their sense of identity and belongingness. Providing encouragement and support, fostering a child's confidence and curiosity, and helping them develop a love for learning. Other than this, the role of the family in teaching children traditional concepts like tyag or renunciation, ahimsa or non-violence, seva or selfless service, dan or charity, and kshama or forgiveness is foundational, as these values often shape a child's ethical and moral framework. Tyag. By demonstrating the value of giving up personal comforts for the greater good and showing how to prioritize others' needs over one's own desires, the families can teach their children the concept of tyag. Ahimsa. Families should model non-violent communication and conflict resolution techniques, demonstrating how to handle disagreements calmly and respectfully. Seva. Families must engage children in community service projects, showing the importance of helping others without expecting anything in return. Dan. Families can involve children in activities that require sharing resources or making sacrifices for benefit of others, such as donations and charity. Kshama. Families can guide children in understanding the perspectives of others and the importance of forgiving mistakes, fostering a supportive and compassionate environment. In essence, the family creates the primary learning environment where children gain their first experiences with education, social norms, and personal growth. Community. Families are connected not only internally but also with other families and people around them. Such a group of connected people may be called a community. Members of a community come together for various reasons. In a community, group of people share common interests, values, or characteristics and often live in the same geographical area. Communities can be based on location, like neighborhoods or towns, common goals like environmental groups, or shared interests such as online communities for hobbies. Members of a community often work together, support each other, and have a sense of belongingness. Communities help people connect, collaborate, and create a sense of unity and identity. Families living in a community often act as the foundation for societal structure and stability. By living harmoniously and as the responsible members of community, elders teach values, customs, and social behaviors to children. They foster respect, empathy, and cooperation, which are vital for a harmonious society. Families pass down traditions, languages, and cultural practices that enrich the community's diversity and heritage. They also maintain solidarity and shared prosperity. Families contribute to the local economy by working, running businesses, purchasing goods, and paying taxes, all of which help sustain and grow the community. Our nation is home to a diverse range of communities, each with its own unique cultural, linguistic, and religious identity. Some of the important communities in India include linguistic communities, ethnic community, tribal communities, and others. Over time, communities often agreed upon certain practices for the use of shared natural wealth and resources such as water, grazing lands, and forest produce. This is true for many tribal communities. Apart from preserving their traditional practices, there are several other community driven movements which focus on environmental conservation, social welfare, and collective action in India. These movements often draw on traditional practices or foster a spirit of cooperation for the betterment of local communities. A few examples of such movements are: number one, Chipko movement, Uttarakhand. The Chipko movement, initiated by Sri Sundar Lal Bahuguna in the 1970s, is one of the India's most iconic environmental movements. Villagers, particularly women, embraced trees to prevent deforestation by contractors. The movement was a grassroots effort to protect forests and sustain the local environment, showcasing how communities can unite to preserve their natural resources. Number two, Tarun Bharat Sangh, Rajasthan. Led by Rajendra Singh, often referred to as the Waterman of India, Tarun Bharat Sangh focuses on reviving traditional water management techniques like johads, earthen check dams to combat water scarcity. Number 3, Halma, Jhabua, Madhya Pradesh. It is a traditional Bhil tribal practice that emphasizes on community collaboration and collective problem solving. It represents a beautiful synthesis of indigenous wisdom and modern environmental practices, focusing on water conservation, soil erosion control, and afforestation efforts in the Jhabua region of Madhya Pradesh. These movements showcase the power of communities coming together to address environmental and social issues, often reviving traditional knowledge or adopting sustainable practices to improve their living conditions. Each of them taps into local resources, collective spirit, and indigenous wisdom to achieve lasting change. Emerging community models. Modern societies are seeing the emergence of several new kinds of communities driven by technological advancements, shifting social norms, and evolving lifestyles. A few notable examples are: number one, health and wellness communities. With increasing awareness related to mental and physical health, communities focused on wellness, mindfulness, and fitness are becoming more prominent. These can include support groups, fitness classes, or wellness retreats. Number two, sustainable and eco-friendly communities. There is a growing movement towards communities focused on sustainability and environmental consciousness. This includes eco villages, green cooperatives, and urban farming initiatives aimed at reducing environmental impact and promoting sustainable living. Number 3, online and digital communities. These are groups formed around shared interests or identities on the internet. They can range from social media groups and forums to specialized online platforms. Number 4, activist and advocacy groups. Communities focused on social justice, environmental activism, and other causes are gaining momentum. These groups often rely on social media to mobilize support, organize events, and spread awareness. Number 5, a Residence Welfare Association, RWA. It is a type of community organization typically found in residential neighborhoods, especially in urban areas. Its primary focus is to enhance the quality of life for the residents within a particular locality or housing complex. Examining emerging community models and movements offers a glimpse into how contemporary issues and technological advancements are shaping new forms of social organization. From health and wellness communities to digital and activist groups, the emerging models reflect the dynamic nature of community life and its adaptation to modern changes. A comprehensive understanding of family and community not only enhances our appreciation of their roles in personal and societal contexts, but also equips us to engage more effectively with the evolving social landscape.